Alright, so we're headed north on Marigold Drive, and we'll be coming up on the property in just a couple hundred feet actually. I thought we'd have some sunshine today, and we maybe have a little bit, but we've got a lot of clouds as well. Now this is a beautiful tract. This is tract 6A, 5-acre tract, direct frontage on the Niagara River on its west side. Here on Marigold, it actually has a little frontage right on Marigold on the east side. So as we look to the left, there's the entry gates to these tracts. The frontage is actually just after that. Whoops. So direct frontage on Marigold. You're welcome to put in an approach and driveway if you want to, but it's probably easier just to go ahead and use the existing approach. This is an easement. Comes in on a track right next to it basically. So all you have to do is pull in the gate here and take a right, and now we're on tract 6A. It's on both sides of this little roadway. So we're gonna head westerly on the property to take a look at it. Beautiful open meadow here along the east side. It's the most narrow on the east side at the county road, and it gets wider and wider as you get toward the river. Got an interesting bunch of trees on the property here. So obviously this is open meadow, the east part here. Really beautiful. Might be nice for horses or whatnot, and it is getting wider as we get closer to the tree line. Like I said, this is a 5-acre tract. It's tract 6A, so there was originally a 10-acre tract here, and that was split into two. And we're getting into more of a wooded area on the property here. It's all been fairly level. On the right, you can see the posts. This is a fully surveyed property, by the way. Well, I take that back. Tract 6, the parent tract, was fully surveyed. This will be basically the north half, or however you want to put it, of tract 6. So the north line, east line, and west line are surveyed. The south line is not, but we'll definitely have that marked for you. Okay, I'm gonna hop out and take a look here. What the guys have done, oh, there's a natural deer bed right there, a big one. You will see all kinds of wildlife out here. We see deer practically every single time we're out here. Looking back toward the county road. I mean, this is gorgeous. I actually could have pulled right into here, but I'm gonna go on foot instead. The guys have come in and just basically opened up a site so you can pull out of the meadow here. I mean, it could potentially be a building site. There's some nice mature timber there. All these tracts were logged to some extent within about the last 2 years. Obviously wasn't clear cut. We've got some mature timber left. The interesting thing is, if the leaves were off the trees, we'd be looking at the river valley and the river, because this starts to slope down at the end of the site here. So potential, I mean, if you wanted to make this the home site, on the property, potentially remove some of those smaller trees, and we'd be looking at the river and the river valley. Just beautiful. But here in the summertime with the thick timber, it's hard to see. And this is sloping down, obviously. You could potentially get some kind of trail down to the bottom. I'm sure you'd need a dozer or a skid loader or something, though, because it does drop off pretty steeply. But the thing is, we've got the gravel easement road in place that will take us right back down to the bottom. So that's really convenient. We can hop right back into the truck, and we'll do that actually. So I hadn't seen this site. I'm really happy with what they've done here. Very private. It's not flat. But it's only gently sloped here on the east side. And then as you move to the west, it starts to slope down more. So you can actually get a hint of the view. You can see the bluff across there. They did a really good job choosing a nice private site here. So let's hop in the truck And I think I'll try to keep this all as one video, even though I know it's going to be long. At least try to do as much as we can in one video so you don't have to keep clicking on different stuff to see everything. This is really pretty right here too, actually. Beautiful meadow area, my goodness. Okay. Yeah, that's a great site. I like that a lot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spin around and go back toward the east side and hook up with that gravel easement road, which we can take to the bottom. And I have not yet seen the site on the river on this one, so I'm really excited to check this out. You can check the map in the listings to see some of the dimensions. Like I said, it does get more narrow toward the east side, but once you get toward kind of the center of this meadow or whatnot, you definitely have some possibilities for building in the meadow if you wanted to. If you ever really want to research this section of river, you can just Google Niagara River or Bennett Springs State Park. The Niagara River is very popular. It starts way down almost by Springfield, actually. So now we've turned onto the gravel easement road. We're going to go down the hill and then back to the right, back to the property. So like I was saying before, if you did not want to mess with doing a bunch of interior trails or driveways on your property, you don't have to. You still have access to the east part and the west part via this road, and we'll be able to drive fairly close to the river, is my understanding. But anyway, the Niagara River starts way down in Springfield, and it flows all the way up into the Lake of the Ozarks. So it's a long river, beautiful river, very popular, but there's only a 12-mile stretch within the Niagara that's designated as white ribbon trout fishing. And that's happens to be exactly where this frontage is located on this property. So you've got direct frontage on the white ribbon trout fishing section of the Niagara River, which makes a rare property even more rare. Okay, we've gotten to the bottom, come to a T, we're going to take a right. We've got power down here as well. The power easements basically run with the road easements. They're actually a little wider than the road easements. So the power easements are in place if and when you need to get power. I'm using the MapRight app today just because it's an easy way to tell where you are on the property. We'd be happy to send you the link for that. As we look to the left now, that's the Niagara River at the base of that meadow, at the end of the meadow. And then we're looking across at one of the campgrounds down here where those trucks are parked on the other side of the river. But the MapRight app, you just have to get the free app. It's for Apple or for Android. And then we'll send you the email link for this specific property. And all you have to do is open up that email on whatever device has the app and click on the link. We got a lot of rain here and this road was just graded. So I'm kicking up a little dirt. Click on the link within your email. It'll ask if you want to open it up within the app, to which you'll say yes. And then you'll have this very map that I'm looking at right here. And the thing about opening it within the app is there'll be a little dot then to indicate right where you are. I'm sure you have to give it permission to access your GPS in your phone because it works on GPS. So over here is where we came in. Here's the county road where we came in. We drove down that meadow, looked at the site, we drove back, and then we drove down this yellow easement road, took a right, and then back to right where we are. We're almost to the west side of the property. This dashed line is the power line. So that's what the MapRight is great for. It's great for really when you make the trip out to visit the property, because not only can you tell the route to get there, but when you get to the property itself, it's really helpful in checking things out. We had a ton of rain here last night. Okay, so we're close, but we're not quite there. But we are very close. beautiful open meadow down here. I mean, this is gorgeous, suitable for horses, or maybe the world's coolest garden. Okay, MapRight is saying that we're basically crossing over onto the south side of the property. So right now it's on both sides of the road. And this road easement continues on through. But in a minute we're going to take a left and we'll go check out the river frontage. You can see a house on a bluff over across the river. That's really pretty. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. So yeah, you've got just a gorgeous open meadow on this west side. Now this meadow adjacent to the river here will definitely be within the flood zone, so this would not be where you want to build unless you had a structurally designed one of those concrete piers that people do, and I mean that'd be a possibility. But otherwise, if you wanted a simple place to build, it'd probably be up in that meadow where we started. So now this property is quite a bit wider than it was. I kind of wish I had the actual map with me for the dimensions. I can measure it out on MapRight, but it's a little tricky on the iPad, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, so now we've gotten to the tree line, and this is the part I haven't yet seen, so I'm excited about this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the truck here. We'll grab the iPad so we can tell where we are. So you can see the guys kind of had this road going on the north edge of the property. We're about to walk over to the river and check out the river frontage. But this is some of the richest ground you'll find. I mean, this beautiful open bottom ground down here. You could probably grow just about anything in the universe in this, or for horses it could be fantastic. Very nice. So now we're still on the property. We're walking westerly, and we're getting very close to the river itself, the Niagara River. Oh wow. The guys have kind of come down here and spent some time and cleaned this up. This is phenomenal. The ground looks a little barren right now because they've just come through with the tractor and weed whackers and everything. But really within a few weeks this is going to green up, and this is going to look like a park. They have done a spectacular job here. I easily could have pulled it. You could pull in here with a truck and trailer and have room to turn around, even with a large trailer. This is really nice. I'd be careful if it's been raining like it has on a day like today, because with this black dirt, if you start to slip and slide, potential to get stuck. But I mean, this is phenomenal. They've cleared out the smaller brush and the undergrowth, and they've left some of the more mature trees, so you're going to have shade basically all throughout the day. Somewhere out here. Put your camper, put your tent. Very, very private. And we should be almost to the river. We've got a nice wide trail. I just really probably should have driven the truck. I didn't realize how nice and wide they had this. Oh yeah, we could have driven right to the water basically, had we wanted to. Holy cow. Oh, this is gorgeous. I honestly didn't expect this to look this great. Would you look at that? Look at all that river frontage. Unbelievable. There across you can see some type of little campground. I can see some canoes. Oh, this is just stunning. Wow. Beautiful clear water. The water is wide and clear here generally. Sometimes after it's been raining it will get stirred up a little bit, but I mean it's known to be a clear section of river. I can actually see fish down in there right now. I mean, you'll see the rainbow trout, the brown trout, bass obviously, and catfish. It's a beautiful section of river because it actually has kind of a sandy, gravelly bottom, which is really nice. And I can walk right down to the water. So this frontage, this is A1 frontage here. Look at that. Wow. It's just perfect for swimming or whatever. I mean, this is great. We've got a gravel bar over here. I know we're toward the north line on the property. I don't see a marker here, so I know we're toward the north line. This is just phenomenal. I mean, you just don't find a property like this. They just don't exist. We were so excited to do these tracts because we knew when you're doing a project like this, there are going to be some that just turn out perfectly, and this happens to be one of those. This is more than I hoped for. Easy access to the water. That might be a bald eagle up in the sky there. I'm not sure about that. Could be a hawk. But yeah, you can fish right here. You can put in your canoe or your kayak, or take out your canoe or kayak. If you want to do a fun little float, you can put in at the Barclay Conservation Area, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles upriver, and float right down to your property. Amazing tract. Jeez. So check us out at InstantAcres.com. You can see all the interactive maps and all that good stuff. We're super proud of this one. The guys told me it turned out well, and I had no idea that it looked like this. So yeah, InstantAcres.com. We'd love to hear from you.